right, this is a black people conversation. Come close. In terms of this Super Bowl performance, the halftime show, Kendrick, I do think some things need to be addressed. Some of this is going to be in jest, but with a little bit of a message to it. And some of it is going to be pretty real stuff. So if you don't like thinking, you might need to just go ahead and leave right now. I do think we need to think about some things. My observation, I'm on Twitter, aka Hell, and I'm seeing some of the responses to this Kendrick performance. And it's two things that I'm seeing. I'm seeing the racist white people, and I'm seeing light-skinned black men and or Drake fans. The racist white people are like, rap isn't real music. This was horrible. This was a DEI halftime show, doing that whole thing. And that has been a thing for a while. I'll get into that in a minute. The other side is, it seems like there's light skinned dudes and Drake supporters that are just going really hard at this just because they see it as standing up for their guy, standing up for Drake. And trashing Kendrick is their way to stand up for Drake. So no matter what Kendrick did, they were going to say this was horrible and so on and so forth. Fine. Have your opinions about him as an artist, like who you like. I'm not even a hardcore Kendrick fan. So keep that in mind as I'm about to say what I'm about to say. So I do think in terms of the responses to this performance, it does get a lot deeper than some people want to examine. Consider this post. Some people don't like thinking, right? They just want to vibe, they just want to have fun. And throughout the Drake Kendrick beef, I've noticed that that's kind of what's going on. The people that, and it's not everybody, the people that like Drake just want a club hit. They just want to hear some music that makes somebody want to twerk, makes somebody want to dance, makes someone think about their ex. Typically toxic relationship cycle stuff, and things of that nature. And if that's what you like, cool. But that doesn't mean that anything other than that is bad. That's part of the problem here. It's like Kendrick is trash, as some of them are saying, or the performance was trash, because it doesn't appeal to some of that dysfunctional, toxic stuff that Drake puts out that is almost like the McDonald's of music. So I do think it's important to recognize that's kind of what's at play here. I don't think we should disregard Kendrick's talent, though. I think he's a very talented rapper. Even as the beef started, it was like Big Three. So that was already a conversation. And on a much larger scale, aside from who you like as an artist, I think there was a message clearly that Kendrick was trying to promote in terms of his performance that is completely getting overlooked because folks just want to dance. Or folks just want to crap on Kendrick because they like Drake. Kendrick's message is very much so a political one, even with Samuel L. Jackson being there. And it's a political one that has been being argued for a long time. You go back to the performance, I think, Beyonce, where it was like, "Stop killing us." Like, these artists are trying to find unique ways to send a message to the racist country that we live in. And let's look at our president right now. And there's a lot of other stuff going on politically where these messages are helpful. There are some people, artists get to be subtle with their messaging, and there's other people in other fields where they can appeal to legislation and be more direct. So I just think we gotta educate ourselves and not trash this guy because you're just so focused on the Drake Kendrick beef, and appreciate the attempt at promoting some kind of messaging that is helpful for black people as we live in a visibly racist country. Because as you continue to trash Kendrick just because you're trying to defend Drake, when they have Kid Rock and Roseanne with Confederate flags flying everywhere next year at the Super Bowl halftime show, it's going to be a problem. So I'm just saying, pause for a minute and think about the messaging and how it's beneficial for us as a whole and trying to bring attention to issues that we all face. The other thing is degeneracy. I remember Dr. Umar said this.
So far gone that we're going to have to put some of them to sleep in order to take back the neighborhood. Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep. Fuck God!
People were talking about Lil Wayne should have got the halftime show performance. I get it. Cool. Location. But again, going back to messaging, you got the folks that just want to party and have fun, simple-minded music that don't make you think. They want that, but I also think there are some that like ignorant and degenerative stuff. When you say you want Lil Wayne to perform, are you saying you want the Lil Wayne who said that I don't know about Black Lives Matter, or all I know is my hoes lives matter, or my lives matter? That's what Lil Wayne said. Lil Wayne who needed a pardon from Donald Trump. Lil Wayne who has drug issues. Lil Wayne whose whole thing is I'm a street dude. This is where I came from. Again, you can like your own music on your own time, but just think a little bit more is all I'm asking. Think a little bit more about what we're saying. We want to trash the guy that's talking about messaging and having to fall in line to keep white people comfortable and some of those dynamics that exist in this country. And you saying you want Lil Wayne to come in and talk about filet mignon. You know? So like, just think a little bit more, right? Think a little bit more. And also in light of Kanye's kind of breakdown and seeing Kodak sitting on the street eating chicken, I think we got to think about personal wellness too, right? Personal wellness, mental, physical, of these artists. We're so focused on trying to put somebody on a platform because we like their music, but we're not thinking about, are they even doing well? Is this messaging even helpful? Is this something that needs to be promoted? Last thing I'll say, Lil Wayne, Drake, others, they fit stereotypes. And I'm not saying you can't like their music, but I'm also thinking about the hugeness of the Super Bowl. A lot of the stuff that we like, in my opinion, I think it'd be helpful for us to enjoy it privately, but I don't know about wanting to push certain people to be on the stage that are just going to push stereotypes. Baby daddy, not cool with baby mama no more. I'm on drugs. I'm promoting drugs to everybody. I'm a street dude. I be out here killing people. I need a pardon from Donald Trump because of some crime that I got caught up in. You know, so I'm not saying Kendrick is squeaky clean. I'm not even looking that deep into his life, but I'm just saying in terms of the messaging. Think a bit deeper before you say, I want Lil Wayne instead of Kendrick, I want Drake instead of Kendrick, or leading with devaluing a talented person just because you're trying to defend the other person. Just use your words and say what you really want to say. If you support Drake, cool, but that doesn't mean that Kendrick is untalented and all of a sudden he's a horrible artist and it was the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever. Last thing, I think, not to be rude, but I really do think a lot of people that are trashing a halftime show just lack the intelligence to understand what was being said. And that can change. You just got to educate yourself. So pause for a minute, turn off Hotline Bling, and just read a book.
We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like